Good morning. I want to welcome you again to Washington Center's 16th Annual Valentine's Pageant. Our young ladies and gentlemen are very excited, so let's get started. First up is Mr. Rodney Blackstone. Rodney Blackstone enjoys playing with his siblings and taking family trips. In fact, his favorite restaurant is Bertolo's Pizza, where he should order pepperoni. We present to you Mr. Rodney Blackstone. Next is Miss Tanita Brooks. Tanita Brooks is the daughter of our own Miss Terry. She is very much a fashionista and loves to shop. Tanita is being escorted today by her cousin Marty. We present to you Miss Tanita Brooks. Mr. Evan Burns is next. Evan is very special, very social. He's clapping along to any musical beat while spending time with his family and friends. We present Mr. Evan Burns. Next, we present Miss Caitlin Burton. Caitlin loves music. Her favorite artists include Shania Twain, Whitney Houston, and Celine Dion. Miss Caitlin Burton. Next, we present to you Miss Morgan Crocker. Morgan likes to be out and about with her family, going shopping and eating Italian. We present Morgan Crocker. Next we have Mr. Davis Dalby. Davis is extremely popular here at school. Every time he goes on his daily delivery, he gets stopped at least 10 times in the hallway. Mr. Davis Dalby. Our next student is Mr. Kiana DeBose. Kiana is a connoisseur of good food. He especially likes Outback chicken wings and Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets. We present Kiana DeBose. Presenting next is Mr. Adorius Dunlap. Adorius is an excellent classroom helper. He is often seen out in the halls, either running errands for his classroom or riding a bike. We present Mr. Adorius Dunlap. Our next participant is Mr. Mason Io. Mason loves all his classroom activities, but his favorite is the iPad. We present Mr. Mason Io. Next, we present Mr. Zachary Finch. Zachary loves the color pictures to give to Anna Pat and Don, his grandma and his grandpa. We present Mr. Zachary Finch. Our next student is Mr. Hosea Frederick. Hosea is a tech wizard operating his iPod, iPad, and computer with ease. Mr. Josiah Frederick. Next is Mr. Corey Gossett. Corey enjoys shopping with his mother. He's sure to be a chick magnet out in the malls. We present Corey Gossett. Our next student is Mr. Isaiah Henry. Isaiah really enjoys going on field trips, especially to the Wade Hampton Lanes. We present to you Mr. Isaiah Henry. We now present to you Mr. Jesse James. Jesse is everyone's friend. He roots for both the Gamecocks and the Tigers, so therefore he doesn't have any enemies here in the state of South Carolina. We present to you Mr. Jesse James. Next is Miss Daria Jenkins. Daria really loves music. She especially likes to ride in the car with the music turned way up. So if you pull up to a stoplight beside her in the car, you're probably going to hear a lot of music. We present to you Miss Daria Jenkins. Next we have Miss Grayson Johnson. Grayson is just your typical teenage girl. She loves to shop and go out to eat with her family. We present Miss Grayson Johnson. Next we present to you Mr. Kyle Johnson. Kyle is an avid softball fan. He really loves to wear his jersey sporting his dad's number. He is his dad's #1 fan. We present Mr. Kyle Johnson. We next present to you Miss Victoria Johnson. Victoria loves listening to stories, watching Charlie Brown, and dressing up, as you can see here. We present to you Ms. Victoria Johnson. Our next student is Mr. Xavier Lindsay. Xavier is one of the boys here at Washington Center. He loves to hang out with his friends, especially in the gym playing basketball. Mr. Xavier Lindsay. We now present to you Mr. Trent Markham. Trent's favorite day of the week is Hump Day because he loves the Wednesday breakfast entree of grits and eggs. We present to you Mr. Trent Markham. We now have Mr. Yash Math. Yash is Miss Skipper's student helper. You can always spot him, turn it into lunch for him, and returning his classroom bucket to the shelf. Mr. Yash Math. We now present to you Miss Courtney McCrae. Courtney enjoys indulging in a bowl of ice cream while watching football, one of my favorite things too. Preferably the Steelers. Now that's not one of my teams. With her dad and our very own Mr. Kevin McCrae, we present to you Miss Courtney McCrae. Next is Mr. Joshua McDowell. Josh's favorite holiday is Valentine's Day because he loves to give out hugs and kisses. We present Mr. Joshua McDowell. We now have Miss Denise Mitchell. Denise's favorite school activity is the Friday afternoon dance parties in her classroom. I bet she'll be showing off some of those moves today after this pageant. We present Miss Denise Mitchell. Next we have Mr. Duke Moore. Duke is known as a very sociable boy in his classroom. He loves to listen to other people's stories and listen to music. Mr. Duke Moore. Next we have Ms. Najee Moore. Nadia is sure to smile when she hears Mr. Kevin's voice, especially if he's helping her with her numbers. We present Ms. Najee Moore. We now have Ms. Tiara Moore. Tara is well known throughout the school for her talent of keeping everything neat and tidy. Miss Tiara Moore. We now have Mr. Gregory Morgan. Gregory is known throughout the school for his singing and dancing abilities. He has performed in several school programs. Mr. Gregory Morgan. We now have Miss Lauren Neal. Lauren has lots of friends here at Washington Center. She often shares hellos and hugs with her friends each day. Miss Lauren Neal. We now have Miss Drea Owens. Drea is very helpful to her teachers by carrying things in her lap that need to be delivered around the school. We present to you Miss Drea Owens. Next is Mr. B.J. Rainwaller. B.J. is a wonderful classroom helper. He assists in packing his backpacks, washing dishes, and helping his friends walk down the halls here at Washington Center. Mr. B.J. Rainwaller. We now present to you Mr. Frankie Robinson. Frankie really loves music and is always first on the dance floor doing his renowned dance move, the chicken wing. So look for that here at the pageant. There he is, Mr. Frankie Robinson. present to you Mr. Justin Simmons. Some of you may not know, but Justin has a nickname of LL Cool J, which stands for Ladies Love Cool Justin. We present to you Mr. Justin Simmons. Next we have Mr. Malik Sitton. Malik really enjoys socializing and relaxing while traveling with his family. We present Mr. Malik Sitton. Our next student is Mr. Michael Smith. Michael is always looking handsome and sharp in his coordinating outfits, as you can see. We present to you Mr. Michael Smith. We now have Miss Tiffany Thompson. Tiffany loves listening to music while swinging her ponytail to the beat. We have Miss Tiffany Thompson. We now have Miss Katie Tollison. Katie is a loyal Greenfield Road Warriors fan, where she loves to eat French fries and popcorn and clap loudly for the home team. We present to you Miss Katie Tollison. Our next student is Mr. Sam Frederick. Sam is looking handsome this morning in his Valentine's Day red flannel shirt. Sam enjoys technology, helping his teacher run errands, and flashing his handsome smile at all the ladies. Mr. Sam Frederick. Let's give all our Valentines and Shannon Forest High School Key Club volunteers a round of applause. At this time, we'd also like to give a special round of applause to our Washington Center Valentine King for 2015, Mr. Davis Dalby.